In a quiet little village nestled between rolling green hills and sparkling crystal-clear streams lived a curious and lively 10-year-old boy named Ali. The village was so peaceful that even the birds chirped softly in the mornings, and the goats wandered lazily through sunlit courtyards. Children played under banyan trees, kites danced in the sky, and the air always carried a faint scent of mangoes and fresh earth. Ali was no ordinary boy. His eyes sparkled like stars on a clear night, always searching, always wondering. His pockets were like treasure chests full of odd little things he had collected on his many small adventures. A heart-shaped stone, a feather with 3 colors, a piece of broken mirror that reflected rainbows in the sun, and his favorite, a snail shell that whistled when the wind blew just right. Each evening, after a dinner of warm roti and curry made by his mother, Ali would tiptoe up the creaky stairs to the flat roof of their small brick house. The air would be cooler there, and he'd find his grandfather sitting on a woven bed, sipping hot milk tea from a steel cup. Ali would plop down beside him with a sigh of contentment, and together they'd sit quietly, listening to the sounds of the night crickets chirping, the soft rustle of tree leaves, and the distant hoot of an owl. One night, under a sky bursting with stars, Ali pointed to the mountain in the distance. Its towering, snow-covered peak glowed silver in the moonlight. "Grandpa," Ali asked, eyes wide, "does the mystic mountain really exist? I mean, does it have magic like the stories say?" His grandfather's eyes twinkled as he looked toward the peak. He took a long sip of his tea before replying. "Ah, Mystic Mountain," he said softly, as if remembering something ancient and precious. "It is no ordinary mountain, my boy. They say fairies live there, and jinn guard their secrets. Hidden inside that mountain is a powerful truth, a secret that only those with a pure heart and a brave spirit can discover." Ali gasped. "Fairies? Jinn? A secret?" He was bursting with questions. "Has anyone ever seen it?" His grandfather smiled mysteriously. "Maybe," he said. "Maybe not. Some things aren't meant to be seen, only believed in." That night, Ali couldn't sleep. He lay on his bed staring at the ceiling, thinking about the mountain, the fairies, and the hidden secret. The wind outside whispered through the window like a lullaby from another world. Then, just before dawn, a strange light caught his eye. He ran to the window. From the peak of Mystic Mountain, a single flash of golden light beamed into the sky, bright and dazzling like the sunrise, but not from the sun. Ali's heart raced, and then, as if summoned by the light, sleep overcame him, and in his dream, a golden feathered bird with emerald eyes appeared. It floated above him, wings shining like sunlight. In a gentle, echoing voice, the bird whispered, "Ali, you are the one Mystic Mountain is calling. Only you can uncover its secret." Ali sat up in bed, breathing heavily. The dream had felt real, too real. The mountain wasn't just calling him, it had chosen him. The sun rose lazily the next morning, spilling golden light over the rooftops and mango trees. But in Ali's heart, the sun had already risen hours ago when the dream told him he had been chosen. He hurried to get ready, washed his face, tied his shoes, and packed his small satchel. Inside he put his lucky compass, which always pointed slightly to the left, a notebook with a wobbly pencil stub, the whistling snail shell, a tiny bottle of rue afsa for emergencies, and a packet of mother's crispy parathas wrapped carefully in cloth. As he tiptoed toward the door, he heard a soft voice behind him. "Ali, my son, where are you going so early in the morning?" It was Mother tying her dupatta as she stirred a pot on the stove. Ali turned around, his voice trembling with excitement. "Mother, I think I have to go to the Mystic Mountain. It's calling me. I had a dream, and a golden bird told me the mountain has a secret, and I'm the one who must find it." Mother raised an eyebrow, then smiled gently. "My little explorer," she said, walking over to adjust the collar of his shirt. "Your grandfather used to tell stories of Mystic Mountain too, but remember, even the bravest explorers need warm socks and full stomachs." She handed him a pouch of almonds and dates. Ali beamed and hugged her tightly. "Thanks, Mother." Just as he stepped out, Grandfather was waiting by the gate with his old walking stick and a twinkle in his eyes. "Ah, so the journey begins," he said. "Take this." He handed Ali an old map, faded, torn at the edges, but clearly marked with a red X on the mountain peak. Ali gasped. "Is this real?" "As real as your heart, my son. Follow the signs, listen to nature, and always trust your kindness. And remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but walking on even when you're afraid." With one last hug and a promise to return before sundown, hopefully, Ali stepped onto the winding dirt path beyond his village. He walked past fields where wheat swayed in the morning breeze, past sleepy buffalo chewing cud near the well, and past the banyan tree where kites often got stuck. Every step felt magical, as if the earth knew something important was about to happen. As the sun climbed higher, Ali noticed something odd. The road split into two paths sown wide and easy, lined with trees and soft grass. The other was narrow, rocky, and twisted up toward the hills. A wooden sign creaked in the wind. It read, "If you choose the easy path, the secret will stay hidden. Choose the path of truth to find what you're seeking." Ali looked at both paths, his heart thumping. The wide road looked tempting, but he remembered the dream. The golden bird hadn't promised an easy way, only a true one. He tightened the straps on his satchel and took the narrow road. As he climbed, the trees grew stranger leaves shaped like stars and vines that shimmered in the sun. Suddenly, he heard a rustling in the bushes. His eyes widened. Out popped a creature with long ears, purple fur, and a nose that glowed like a firefly. It spoke in a squeaky voice. "Halt! Who dares to walk the path of truth?" Ali blinked. I'm Ali, and I'm on a journey to Mystic Mountain." The creature tilted its head, sniffed him, and giggled. "Well, you don't smell like a liar. You may pass, but beware. The journey only gets curiouser from here." Then, with a puff of sparkles, the creature disappeared into the grass. Ali stared. Did that really just happen? He took a deep breath and kept walking. The wind now whispered strange songs, and butterflies with see-through wings danced around his head. Time seemed slower here, stretched like caramel. By noon, he reached a small clearing with a talking tree in the center. Yes, a tree, talking. Its bark opened like a mouth and said in a deep, rumbly voice, "Hello, traveler. To pass, you must answer this. What grows smaller the more you share it?" Ali thought hard. "A secret?" he guessed. The tree smiled. "Ah, clever boy. That is correct. A branch gently reached down and placed a single glowing leaf in Ali's hand. "You may need this later," the tree said. Ali tucked the glowing leaf safely into his notebook. He felt his feet ache from walking, but his heart beat faster with excitement. He hadn't even reached the mountain yet, and already he had met a talking tree, a sparkly creature, and passed a riddle test. This was not just an ordinary journey. It was becoming a real adventure, and the mountain was still waiting. The narrow trail curved deeper into the hills, now covered in a strange mist that smelled like rosewater and old stories. Ali's footsteps crunched on the gravel path, and his satchel bounced at his side, feeling heavier with wonder than weight. As the clouds parted, a curious archway appeared ahead made entirely of twisting vines, glowing mushrooms, and tiny hanging lanterns that jingled in the wind. A sign above read, "Only those who show their true colors may pass." Ali stepped closer and suddenly, zap! A gust of wind whooshed around him, and before he could blink, he found himself inside a circle of mirrors. Each mirror reflected a different version of him: Ali as a brave knight, Ali as a tiny baby, Ali with donkey ears, Ali with wings. A voice echoed through the circle. "Choose the real you, only then shall the circle open." Ali's heart thudded. He looked at the reflections. Some looked strong, some silly, some magical. But then, in the smallest mirror near his feet, he saw himself: messy hair, kind eyes, satchel full of snacks, and slightly nervous but still determined. "That's me," he whispered. The mirror sparkled and all the others shattered into sparkles. The circle vanished. Just ahead, nestled in a hollow tree stump, was a strange little shop. Its door had a painted eye and a bell that rang by itself. A wooden sign read, "Small things, big help. Only one per traveler." Ali stepped inside, and his jaw dropped. The shop was filled with shelves of magical talismans, bottles of trapped sunshine, socks that never got holes, jars of captured laughter, pebbles that whispered bedtime stories, and more. Behind the counter stood a cheerful old woman in a patchwork robe and glasses shaped like lemon slices. Well, she chirped, "if it isn't a seeker of secrets, you may pick one talisman, and only one. Choose wisely." Ali stared at the glittering items. "What do they do?" The woman smiled. "Ah, but the right talisman will choose you." Just then, a silver pendant shaped like a crescent moon floated up from a dusty corner. It hovered in front of Ali, glowing softly. He reached out and held it. The old woman clapped. "Aha, the Tawiz, nor the light amulet. It only chooses those with clear hearts." Ali slipped it around his neck. It felt warm against his chest. "Thank you," he said. "Keep it close," she replied. "It will shine brightest in the darkest moments." He left the shop, heart full, when bang! A burst of smoke exploded in front of him, and from it tumbled 3 mischievous figures, each no taller than Ali's knees, with hats shaped like spinning tops and eyes like marbles. "We are the Chalbaz Baitha trickster triplets," the first one declared. "You've stepped on our invisible game board," said the second, "and now you must play. Or turn into a cabbage," said the third, giggling madly. Ali stepped back. "What kind of game?" The triplets clapped their hands and 3 cards flew into the air. "Card 1, answer a riddle. Card 2, make us laugh. Card 3. Find what's missing. Ali gulped. I'll pick all 3, he said bravely. What? The triplets gasped together. Nobody ever picks all 3. But they were thrilled. Let's play, Riddle challenge. The first triplet cleared his throat. I have keys but no locks, I have space but no room. You can enter but not go outside. What am I? Ali thought hard. Keys, space, enter, a keyboard. Ding, 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 they cheered. Correct. Make us laugh challenge. Ali thought fast. He crossed his eyes, puffed his cheeks, and did a little chicken dance while singing like a goat. The triplets rolled on the ground laughing. Ha ha, okay, that was ridiculous. You pass. Find what's missing challenge. The third one held out a hand with 6 marbles. Look carefully, he said, then hid the marbles behind his back and brought them out again. Now there were 5 marbles. What's missing? He grinned. Ali squinted. The blue one with the swirl. It's stuck behind your ear. The triplet gasped. You little wizard. They all jumped and gave him high fives with their tiny hands. You win. As a reward, take this. One of them handed him a small pouch that jingled. What is it? Ali asked. Magical mist dust. Throw it in the air if you're ever stuck, and it'll show a path or confuse your enemies. Ali thanked them and tucked it into his satchel. The triplets waved wildly. Good luck, Seeker, the mountain awaits. And with another puff of glittery smoke they vanished. Ali continued walking. The sky was turning orange, and in the distance he saw the silhouette of Mystic Mountain, tall and majestic, its peak hidden behind swirls of clouds and mystery. He touched the glowing talisman around his neck, the pouch of mist at his side, and the tree's glowing leaf in his notebook. He had faced riddles, reflections, and mischief and passed them all. But he knew this was only the beginning. What secrets did the mountain still hold? Ali stood at the edge of a wide clearing, and there it was, the mighty Mystic Mountain. Its jagged ridges looked like the back of a sleeping dragon. Clouds curled around the peak like a crown, and a cool breeze whispered strange words in the air. The time has come. Ali's heart pounded with excitement and a tiny bit of fear. The Tawizi Nur, the light amulet around his neck, shimmered faintly, and the tree leaf in his journal gave off a warm green glow. He had made it through tricksters, riddles, and magical mirrors, but now he was truly in the mountain's realm. Just then, crack! A flash of lightning streaked across the sky, though there was no thunder. A path of glowing stones suddenly appeared ahead, snaking up the mountain like a ribbon. Well, no turning back now, Ali whispered and began to climb. As Ali followed the path, he noticed the world changing. The trees were taller, their leaves shaped like stars. Some of them whispered to each other, and once or twice, Ali thought one of them waved at him. A giant squirrel, nearly the size of a goat, scampered by, carrying walnuts bigger than Ali's head. Whoa, he said, eyes wide. Soon he reached a fork in the path. There were 2 signs. Straight roads, easy but misleading. Twisty roads, hard but closer to the truth. Ali scratched his head. I've come for truth, not tricks. He took the twisty road, even though it wound upward through thick fog and strange rock formations. Halfway up, the path disappeared. Just ended. Poof! Gone. Ali looked around, confused. This can't be it. Then he remembered the mist dust the trickster triplets gave him. He pulled out the pouch and sprinkled some in the air. The dust sparkled and swirled, forming an arrow that pointed upward, straight toward a wall of vines. Taking a deep breath, Ali pushed through the vines and found a hidden stone staircase carved into the mountain. Each step glowed faintly as he walked. As he climbed, he came to a large platform where the air felt charged. At the center stood a gigantic stone door, covered in ancient carvings of stars, birds, moons, and suns. In front of it sat an old man in a white robe with a long silver beard and eyes that sparkled like morning dew. "Welcome, Ali," he said calmly, as if he had been expecting him all along. Ali blinked. "You know me?" "I know all who are called by the mountain." "Are you a guardian?" "No," the man chuckled. "I am a question. Only when you answer me will the door open." Ali took a step closer. The man stood and pointed at the carvings. "Look closely, boy. Which of these is the oldest guide moon, sun, bird, or star?" Ali studied them. "The sun gives light, the moon changes, the bird flies, and the stars, they've always been there." He smiled. "It's the star. Even when the sun sets and the moon hides, the stars are still shining." The man nodded. "And so are those who carry light in their hearts." Creak, rumble. The stone door began to open, revealing a glowing corridor filled with golden dust. Ali turned to thank the man. Booth was gone. Not a trace, just the scent of sandalwood and silence. Ali stepped inside the passage. The walls shimmered like melted candlelight. Symbols glowed on the stone, birds in flight, cups overflowing, fish leaping into the sky, and a lion made of flame. Each step echoed. The air was thick with ancient energy. Something old and powerful lived here. Suddenly, flash! A vision burst in front of Ali like a dream. A mighty phoenix soared through the sky, carrying a scroll of fire. A young woman in a silver robe stood at the peak of Mystic Mountain, holding a lantern that lit up the whole valley. And then Ali saw himself standing with his arms open, surrounded by books, scrolls, stars, and a tree with golden fruit. Then the vision vanished. "What was that?" Ali whispered. Just then, a scroll floated down from the ceiling and hovered in front of him. He unrolled it and saw, "You are chosen not because you seek power, but because you seek truth. The final guardian awaits. Trust the leaf, trust the light, trust yourself." The scroll vanished into sparkles. The corridor opened into a chamber full of glowing orbs and floating staircases, and in the middle stood a single pedestal with a glowing map, shaped exactly like a tree's leaf. It matched the glowing leaf in Ali's journal perfectly. He opened his journal and gently placed the glowing leaf on the pedestal. The ground rumbled. A voice deep and ancient filled the chamber. "Ali, you have come far. The secret of Mystic Mountain lies beyond the next gate. But beware, for shadows watch those who carry light." Ali's eyes widened. "I'm not afraid," he whispered. "I'm ready." And with that, the chamber walls peeled away like petals, revealing a staircase of stars leading even higher to the heart of the mountain. Ali climbed the celestial staircase, each step soft like moonlight, until he reached a floating stone island in the sky. There stood the magnificent Door of Secrets, a crystalline gate surrounded by 7 golden keys, each hovering and emitting a gentle musical note. Together, they created a soothing melody that filled the air. A mysterious voice explained that Ali could unlock the door only by answering the challenges posed by each key. One by one, the keys approached. Key 1. Honest Heart. It asked if Ali had ever lied. Ali admitted he once blamed the wind for breaking his cousin's toy, but later apologized. His honesty made the key glow and click into place. Key 2. Courage. When asked about his fears, Ali confessed his fear of failure and disappointing his parents. Yet, despite his fears, his determination kept him going. The key accepted his answer with a joyful hum. Key 3. Kindness. Ali remembered helping an elderly woman carry water without expecting a reward. His selfless kindness caused the blue key to twirl happily and fit into the lock. Key 4. Friendship. The key asked about a friend he missed. Ali spoke warmly of his dear friend Zoya and hoped to reunite soon. The key clicked into place, pleased by his sincerity. Key 5. Trust asked whom he trusted most. Ali admitted that although he initially doubted himself, he learned to trust his own heart during the journey. This thoughtful response set the key in motion. Key 6. Learning. Reflecting on his travels, Ali explained that true magic lies not in gold, but in personal growth and understanding. The key resonated with his lesson and joined the others. Key 7. Sacrifice. Finally, the dark, quiet key asked what Ali was willing to give up to uncover the secret. Ali answered he would sacrifice returning home if it meant gaining knowledge to help others. The key pulsed golden light before settling in place. With all 7 keys set, the door of secrets shimmered and slowly swung open. Beyond it lay a wondrous hidden valley bathed in gentle golden light. Glowing trees, floating scrolls, and talking waterfalls filled the space with ancient magic and calm wisdom. At the heart of the valley stood a giant crystal tree whose multicolored leaves held the wisdom of ages. Before the tree stood a luminous figure, the final guardian holding a scroll and a lantern. This presence confirmed that the secret of Mystic Mountain was nearby. The message was clear. Ali's journey was not for power or riches, but for learning, growth, and sharing wisdom. Taking a deep breath, with resolve stronger than ever, Ali stepped through the door and into the valley, ready to embrace the revelations waiting in the heart of the Mystic Mountain. Ali stepped into the glowing valley beyond the door of secrets. Everything sparkled softly, as if the land had been shaped by dreams. Trees shimmered with crystal leaves, waterfalls whispered stories, and clouds floated low like fluffy carpets. At the center of this magical valley stood the crystal tree of wisdom, tall and luminous, its branches spreading across the sky like a glowing umbrella. Beneath it sat the final guardian, dressed in robes woven with silver threads that twinkled like stardust. In his hand he held a scroll of destiny and a golden lantern, softly glowing. "Welcome, Ali," the guardian said gently. "You have reached the heart of Mystic Mountain, but the true secret is not in what you see, it is in what you carry inside." Ali's eyes sparkled. "You mean the secret is inside me?" The guardian nodded and raised the lantern. "This is Dilkachirov, the lamp of the heart. Only those who have passed all 7 trials and kept their hearts kind, curious, and brave can light it." Ali took the lantern. It felt warm like a hug from mother. As he held it close, the light inside grew brighter and brighter until it illuminated the entire valley. Suddenly, symbols began to float in the ancient runes, twinkling like stars. The guardian smiled. "Now you are ready to learn the truth." He unrolled the scroll. It read, "The true treasure of Mystic Mountain is knowledge and lie, not to be kept, but to be shared. The one who lights the lamp of the heart shall become a guide for the world." Ali gasped. "But I'm just a kid." The guardian laughed kindly. "That is exactly why you were chosen. Children carry the brightest light. Your heart is still open. Your dreams are still alive. Your kindness hasn't faded." The crystal tree rustled its leaves, and a soft wind carried golden dust around Ali. The lantern glowed brighter and rose into the air. As it floated, the scroll melted into the light, and the whole valley echoed with a single powerful word: "Rise." Ali began to rise gently into the air. Below him, the valley shimmered. The guardian waved. "Go, little guide. Share your light with the world. Help others find their own lamps. Mystic Mountain will always be in your heart." A soft swirl of stardust surrounded him. The floating scrolls waved goodbye. The crystal leaves rustled like applause. And just like that, Ali was soaring back through the skies, holding the glowing lantern close to his chest. Back in his own bed, morning light peeked through the curtains. Ali opened his eyes and found the golden lantern sitting beside him, gently glowing. Was it a dream? He smiled. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I know now, the real treasure is what I share with others. He ran to his cupboard, took out his notebook, and wrote at the top, "Ali's Book of Light. Stories to share and wisdom to grow." And so began a new journey of helping others, telling stories, and lighting lamps in every heart he met. Days passed, but the glow of the lamp of the heart never faded. Ali kept the golden lantern safely on his shelf, and each night it softly lit his room like moonlight. But something inside him had changed. He had become a little teacher, a storyteller, a light bringer. He began gathering his friends in the park every evening. They would sit in a circle under the big neem tree, and Ali would share magical tales not just about Mystic Mountain, but about courage, kindness, truth, and wonder. He taught them that the bravest thing a person can do is help someone else shine. Children listened with wide eyes. Even grown-ups began stopping to hear him. Ali's words had magic not from spells, but from his heart. One day, his teacher, Miss Shireen, noticed his glowing lantern and curious stories. "Ali, where do you learn all these things?" she asked. Ali simply smiled and replied, "Somewhere between a mountain and a dream." Miss Shireen chuckled. "Then keep dreaming, my boy. The world needs more dreamers." That evening, Ali sat alone with the lantern. He whispered, "Was Mystic Mountain just a place? Or is it something more?" As if in answer, the lantern flickered gently, and a tiny map unfolded from underneath its base. It showed many mountains, many valleys each marked, a place where someone had lit a lamp of the heart. Ali gasped. There were hundreds, no thousands. Mystic Mountain wasn't just one mountain. It was everywhere someone found the courage to seek, to help, to learn. One night, Ali had a dream. The silver-robed guardian appeared again. "You've begun your real journey now, haven't you?" he said. Ali nodded. "I'm helping others, telling stories, lighting their hearts." The guardian smiled. "And you will go further still. One day, others will follow your path. One day, Someone will read your stories and find their own mystic mountain. Ali woke up with a gentle tear in his eye, not from sadness, but from joy. Years passed. The lantern still glowed, and the book Ali had begun, Ali's book of light, grew thick with stories, sketches, poems, and ideas from kids all over the world. His small storytelling circle had become a global one. Children in mountain villages, desert towns, big cities, and tiny islands all heard about Ali's stories. And wherever they read them, one thing always happened. A new lamp lit up in someone's heart. Dear viewers like Ali, you have your own mystic mountain to discover. It may not be a mountain with flying carpets or whispering scrolls, but it is a place inside you where courage, curiosity, and kindness live. If you ever feel lost, remember Ali's secret. The brightest path is the one lit by the lamp of the heart. So, little dreamer, pack your imagination, light your lamp, and take your own flight.